Somebody said since 1986. Pretty much, honey. So I was getting on here today to let y'all know about the do's and don'ts of Halloween. So let me just do a live so I can get into it. So let me tell you how, like, they probably don't want me telling you because I just tried to go live a few minutes ago and it wouldn't let me. It said, we can't do your live stream because I had in it, I was talking about purgatory. So they don't want me to talk about purgatory, or at least they don't want to be a part of me talking about purgatory. So y'all know on Halloween is the day that souls that are in purgatory, that they roam, right? That's the whole purpose of trick or treat. And for any of y'all that come in here and say that purgatory is not real, it is real. There's a whole doctrine on it, but the Catholic Church took it away. And also, we have to discuss purgatory and learning how to be a funeral service director. So that is something that we're taught about. So purgatory is very much real. People know about it, but they don't try to talk about it because they don't want everybody to know they know. So why was trick or treat created? Because it allowed people that were in purgatory, if you dressed up, then that let them know that you were inviting them in because you had treats and you dressed up, you got dressed for the occasion. So that means that you were willingly, openly ready to receive a soul that's in purgatory and invite them in. What does that mean? When you invite them in, you take their debt and they're able to be free while you're responsible for their debt. So for me and mine, we do not go trick-or-treating. I do place candy outside of my house. I do decorate. This is spooky season. I love it. But I do not participate in trick-or-treating for that very reason. My kids, they want to trick-or-treat. I'm like, y'all know that y'all not going out here trick-or-treating because I ain't got time for nobody thinking that, you know, you one of them. Okay, you know what I'm saying? How they say you one of your little friends, like you one of them. So this is a tradition that has been going on a long time in the church. It was Celtic at first, and then the Catholic took it up. Basically, they said it was paganism, but they're going to use it for themselves. They use this for the first harvest. They do the rituals. So how do you know when somebody's in purgatory? So what a lot of churches would do is that they will put food on the gravesite that during this time of year. So this will designate that they feel that this soul is in purgatory and this person needs help. Well, I'm so glad I'm able to catch you live. First time ever. You are amazing. Very, very, very true love. Thank you so much. Even for the children, yes, don't let the children go trick-or-treating, honey. Like, I mean, it's to each his own. But I'm just giving you the information of what you want to be weary of on that day. Okay. So, like I said, for me and mine, they not doing it because I ain't got time to deal with no purgatory souls. Okay. Purgatory is something that's taken very seriously in the Catholic Church. They deem it as a soul needing cleansing before it can get to paradise, their heaven that they want to call it. But when I look into purgatory, I see that it's a lot of debt that is owed. You benefiting from a lot of stuff. Basically, like what purgatory is that it puts you in a set place for you to serve your time, for you to spend your time. And ancestors are the ones that put you in purgatory, okay? You have to spend your time with the ancestor that gave you the things that you got that you did not pay for, but you benefited from. Okay. So somebody that you were close to, a family member, if they benefited from it, they will be in purgatory too. Purgatory is not torture. Please remember those are two different things. Okay. Purgatory is where you have to spend your time in order for your debt to be cleared. What if you participate as a child and you don't know if a spirit attached to you during that time? You would know by now. You would know by now. I participated in trick-or-treating at that time. So this is not something that's drawn out, okay? You would know. So here's the things that you need to look for. You might start acting different. You'll hear things in your home. It's just like inviting a spirit to live with you. You know what it looks like when you have a spirit in your home? You're invited. So basically what it does is because the soul, so let me let y'all understand. There's a movie that's a good representation of this, but it's about children. But Nicolas Cage plays in the movie. Let me see if I can look this movie up. it kind of gives y'all an understanding of what it is, but it deals with kids. But purgatory is not just with kids. And what y'all have to understand is that what you're doing is a transfer of the soul. So in purgatory, the soul is somewhere else, but on Halloween, that's the one day that they can walk the earth. So you understand what I'm saying? They come out from where they are and they can walk the earth, okay? But they're disguised. They're disguised in the costume. So if you are dressed up in a costume, that means that you're either one of them or you're willing to assist someone, okay? I think it's called the Don't Let the Ghosts Out. Hold on. I'm finna tell y'all what it is. What was that movie? Don't Let the Ghost Out or something like that. Why it's not showing up? But it's not no, it's pretty recent. I'm looking for it, y'all. Dang, they don't have it in his list of movies. That's crazy. Cause I know he played in that movie. So, like I was saying, they is that one day, that's why that one day is important, because that one day they can come out and walk, right? So if you are inviting your home, meaning that you're opening your door, you're dressed up in a costume, you're giving this candy and all that kind of stuff like that, that's where the trick or treat comes from. Are you giving me a trick or are you treating me? You understand what I'm saying? So if they're coming to your door, you don't have a treat, okay, that's also bad for you as well, okay? But if you're giving a treat, you're letting them in. If you're tricking them, no treat, okay, I'm gonna get you too. So, it kind of go either way. So basically, and what y'all need to understand is that also it's not candy that's like the treat, it's really this cake that they make, and that's the real treat. Okay. Let me look up that cake and see what the name of it is, because I can't remember the name. But let me find this Nicolas Cage movie. I think it's called Pay the Ghost. So if hold on. Pay the Ghost. It came out in 2015. Watch that movie. It's more kid centered, but it's the same concept, just not without, it's not just kids, okay? Let me look at that cake. Cake for Souls Day. It's actually a cake for Souls Day. And Souls Day is on the November the 2nd, I believe. It's called Soul Cake. That's the real treat, okay? It's called Soul Cake. So, if you go to the grave of people that they believe that are in purgatory, you won't see candy. You'll see cupcakes, you'll see Debbie cakes, cake-like stuff, okay? Yeah, All Souls Day is on November the 2nd. So the real treat is a cake, and it's called Souls Cake. And people go to the bakery to get it made. Like I said, if they can't get a Souls Cake, you'll see a Debbie cake, you'll see a cupcake. They'll usually put it on the grave site with some fruit. And they do this like a couple of days before. You can tell because like flies be flying around. But I'm telling you, if you're into going to cemeteries and grave sites, just watch, just look for that. Look for that. You'll see it. I noticed it in Presbyterian cemeteries. Okay. I see it a lot in Presbyterian cemeteries. But why they roam the earth is because they're coming out of their place of purgatory to come to a new place. That means that they're free, right? So if you accept it, that means that you're taking up their debt and they can be somewhere else. Okay. And they don't have to stay in that place. But if you're taking their debt, you are a part of like you taking up what they owe. So they're gonna come to you for payment. Okay. So if you don't know this and they're not getting paid, things gonna start happening to you. Is purgatory like what was displayed in the show Supernatural? I don't know. I didn't watch Supernatural. But I'm telling you what purgatory is, though. So, purgatory, like I just said, is a place where people go and they're held for a specified time based off of what your ancestors feel. and they will keep you there until your debt is paid. Until your debt is paid. Now, I will tell you that show Supernatural. There was this, somebody asked me about this little boy. And I watched a couple episodes of Supernatural, and what I realized that Supernatural often picks up on real life news. And I'm gonna tell you a story that I saw similarities. And I said, they got this from this boy that was found. His name was Brandon. Y'all know the story of Brandon. I'm looking it up, y'all. Sorensen, I think this was his name. He disappeared. Yeah, Brandon Swanson in Minnesota. Let me know if y'all know that story. It was back in 2000. What is it? 2008. Y'all know that story. Somebody had brought it to my attention. And I actually did do a channeling of it, but I never posted about it, right? So the little boy went missing in 2008. He was coming from a college party and he had gotten in some type of wreck. And he had called his parents and told his parents what happened. And he said he was seeing some lights and he thought it was like the next town over. So he said he was going to walk. And so he started walking. So the parents, they stayed on the phone with him and they were like, he was like, meet me somewhere. I think meet him at a bar or something like that, or this town. So the parents were on the way and they said they were probably like about 45 minutes in. And the phone, they heard him say, oh shit. And then the phone went silent. And nobody has seen him since. There has literally been no trace of him, right? So somebody had tagged me in the story and it was like, you want to look into it. So I did look into it. And what I saw was I could see where his car was, what they said it was by this river. Somebody says, I remember that. Yeah. So when I looked at it, I was like, oh my goodness, I see him being dragged by a snake. But the snake is symbolism. So what the snake represents is that somebody came up from behind him and literally snuck him, right? And where I see he was taken to was this farmhouse. And the farmhouse had a woman that was there. And the woman, the spirit of, I knew it was a spirit. The woman was dead, okay, because I could tell by her hair. And I also seen him walking up the stairs and that a fire had broke out. And he was trying to get out, but he couldn't. So he, he is gone. He is dead. And what it looked like to me is that, he burned, right? So like I said, I looked into it. So I was just chilling. And one day I said, let me watch Supernatural because people be saying watch it. And I never really had got into it, but I always was interested. So I would kid y'all not. The first episode that I watched, season 1, episode 1, it was about a guy that disappeared in a car. It was about guys that were disappearing in cars on this long, country road, right? And where it showed they were disappearing, they were pulling up to a farmhouse. What was happening was a dead woman from that house was getting into the car and luring them there, and they would disappear. She would do stuff to them and kill them, right? And I'm like, damn, that sounds like the channeling that I just did with the boy that disappeared. So I was like, so I kept watching some more episodes and a lot of other things come to my mind. So I'm like, oh, okay. Supernatural is using their script for some real life stuff. So y'all know what? A lot of stuff is in the TV. You understand what I'm saying? They put it out there in front of your face. The movie Black Phone, right? I told y'all and that I was why are they making a part 2? And I seen it. Yes, I remember the episode vaguely. I am going to have to go back and watch these earlier stuff. Yeah, because it's way back. It's way back. So Black Phone is a true story. Because I'm like, why are they making a part 2? Because the first one was self-explanatory. So we went to go see part 2, right? And I'm looking at it and they're giving you the story, the backstory of it. And of course, like I said, there were more bodies. So they're turning, and what I'm realizing is these horror stories are really just killers that they fantasize and turn it into horror. That's not horror. You're killing, you're kidnapping. It was giving it vibes. That's about a kidnapper. You understand what I'm saying? They're just making it, fantasizing it. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, a lot of these shows that they have on here or movies is depicting real life truth. And I was like, when I seen that Supernatural, I said, okay, I see what y'all doing. And there's also one that they got at the episode where the girl and the guy's in the car and there's this entity that's scratching the car, but you can't see it. And I was reading in a horror magazine and there was a similar story like that where they said stuff like that was happening and they deemed it to be true. So a lot of things that they're doing over here, they're emulating, and getting paid off of it and all that kind of stuff like that. But y'all just put some questions in here. I just wanted to let y'all know, like, it's okay to have the like I have the candy sitting out. I don't open my door. I have the candy sitting out on my porch and they can just get it. I don't open my door because I do not want a soul that's in purgatory. I'm not doing that. Okay. So I don't open my door, but I do put the candy out. So I don't open my door. So they just got to keep it moving. They only can get in if you're inviting them in, if you have an entryway for them. And that's by opening the door, handing the candy. You don't have to verbally say, you're saying trick or treat. You know what I'm saying? You're giving them the treat. Okay. Can children go to purgatory? So children cannot go to purgatory. No, they cannot. Mm-mm. Yeah, your door is an entryway. It's a portal for them because remember I said, Christine, you're right. It's considered a portal for them because they're coming from one location. And if you watch that movie, Pay the Ghost, it literally shows you the portal that opens up and they coming in, okay? And what they do is they come and get, in that movie, Pay the Ghost with Nicolas Cage, on Halloween night, they come and get the children. This woman comes and gets the children because she had a particular issue. I don't want to tell y'all the whole thing. She had a particular issue and she just like held on to them for her gain. So it's not really like they were like in purgatory, but it was more like for her issue. Isn't that also the number one trafficking night of the year? I'm not sure, but I would not be surprised. I'm going to be out for Halloween for a concert, and I just want to know how to protect myself. I mean, stay in the house. But if you're already going to a concert, that's just a chance that you're going to have to take. Like, just be weary. Like, pay attention to your intuition. Just don't be going up to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Just like you would, just to make sure that you're safe. Okay? Just make sure that you're paying attention. But that is where the custom of trick or treat came from, because they did that because they did not want to be, they wanted to be recognized as one of them because they didn't want them to do anything bad to them, right? So they did that. So yeah, y'all can put y'all questions in. I just wanted to get on here for a minute. I was like, oh, let me do a YouTube live. But I'm gonna get back to my Sunday lives, y'all. Sunday is my reset day. I've been so like using Sundays to reset because I have so much going on, which I'm not complaining. It's a good thing, but I be having to reset. Yes, I believe that stay in the house since I've been getting knowledge. I just don't do Halloween for years simply because of what you're speaking on. Yes, exactly. You just have to be careful. You just have to like use your discernment. Okay. I'm not saying be uptight that you don't enjoy spooky season. I'm not saying that, but you do have to understand that there are rituals that go on this time of year that you have to be aware of. Like, they start early. Let's go back to September with Lorraine and Ed Warren, that Snedeker movie that they had. I didn't go watch it. I might watch it since it's done came out on streaming or whatever, just a little, but it's a lie. And what I found out about the Warrens is that a lot of their stories was amped up, especially the ones when they come with exorcism, and they would amp up a story right before a movie would come. Right before the exorcism movie came out, they had a situation where they were helping with the exorcism and it was nationwide. All right. And when I channeled them, they lied about so many things. They amped up so many things. Okay. And it's just to get energy. What does carving or painting a pumpkin symbolize? It symbolizes that you're with it. You're with the shenanigans. I do not have a pumpkin in my front porch, on my yard, especially when you put the light on inside. Oh, this is the house right here. Come on, guys. We found the house. That's what the pumpkin symbolizes, that this is a safe space, that this is a safe space. So no pumpkins either. But if you want to do a pumpkin, I'm just letting you know, you're letting the soul this is a safe space. They're willing to help us. Let's come on. They're going to invite us in. That's what the pumpkin symbolizes. Okay. So yes. So you have to be, somebody said, oh, hell no. I know that's right. I know that's right. Hey, I'll top it, but this is regarding your D'Angelo video. I thought in the afterlife, God judges and decides where the soul goes. Is it because of a ritual he did that you were able to do that to him? So I'm going to need y'all to let this concept of God go. I'm going to need y'all to let the concept that everybody that you see is who they are. So what do I mean by that? I have a human form, okay? But who I am the source, okay? I can do that. Please let the sky daddy go. Please let the God go. Okay. This is my job. This is what I do. Okay. So that it has nothing to do with him being in a ritual. I can go to your soul tonight and do something with you if I wanted to. Not saying that I will, but that's what I'm saying. I work with the living, I work with the dead. Okay. I need y'all to get out of that realm of thinking. Okay. So if you're over here, you got to stop thinking like that. Okay. I have the rank, I have the gift. It's just who I am, is what I do. Okay. So it's not about no God, none whatsoever. Somebody said, "Yeah, I got a lot." Oh, hey, girl. Yes, yeah, right. And I'm not saying, and I know that's a hard concept. I know it's hard for y'all to understand that, right? That's why I tell people you need to find your spiritual lineage. It's not about worshiping, it's about embodying who you are. Okay. Who are you? You got to know who your spiritual lineage is. You got to know who you are. You got to know what is your job. Okay. And I'm not saying that your job is in the spiritual realm, but what is it that you're supposed to be doing? You know what I'm saying? And that's my job. That's what I do. You got to know that Supreme plays no games, none whatsoever. I don't like. It's different. It's different on the other side. It's different on the other side. Okay. And I'm not going to play. Okay, I am new to hearing this, not trying to be disrespectful, anything, just asking. I am not familiar. No, I'm not saying that you're being disrespectful. I'm just letting you know what it is. You asked a question and I answered, no, I don't think you were being disrespectful. I understand a lot of people don't know. Too many want to keep religion and not let it go. Correct. Religion has nothing to do. You be on point with ish too. Thank you. Religion, like, no, we got to take that out of it. Okay. We got to take that out of it. So I was able to do that to D'Angelo because I intercepted. And when, like I said in the video, if I intercept, whether it's good or bad, I have to finish the job. I can't just intercept and be like, oh, okay. No, it don't work that way. That's even if I work with, okay, so let me give you an example. That's even if I work with someone that's alive, right? I tell people all the time when I'm starting my work, I let them know. I said, if I see something that's not right, and I'm talking about whether it's your ancestor, and then these are people who want me to help them remove something, right? And they don't know what it is. So I let them know, if I see something that's dangerous for you or has to be gone right there, I'm going to get rid of it. So I tell them, if it's an ancestor and all this and something, do I have your permission? Because I'm going to work like that. I'm not going to ask no questions because I see it already. Okay. So I have to put that out there first and foremost, that what I deem is necessary, I'm going to do that regardless. Okay. So I put that out there. My job is to do what is necessary. My job is to bring truth. My job is to do everything that I have to do. Yes, I listened to your video on D'Angelo. You do give disclaimers. You do on, if you see something that's not what's up, you own it. Exactly. Exactly. So not only do I say that in the video, I give people who work with me, I give them the same disclaimer, the same one, because I can't start something and just leave it. It don't work that way. I caught a live. You had me with Aaliyah video because I wonder what really happened to her. Yes, exactly. But thank y'all for coming on my live, though. I wanted to get this out here. I'm definitely going to do a live. Oh, put in the comments, okay? Because for spooky season, because I do deal with it, I do want to touch on the supernatural, right? But let me tell y'all why I have not, okay? Because I see a lot of it is like tainted. And I'm the type of person, I want to give y'all like real stuff. I don't really want to. When I look into stuff in the history of things, I come to find out that it's lies. Okay. So that's kind of like a conflict for me because I don't like talking about things that are not like really true. Okay. So if there's a story that y'all are interested in, please put it in the chat so I can bring you guys something. I will leave this up to you guys. What do you guys want to hear about? But I will tell you that when I'm looking into a lot of these supernatural things, I'm coming to find out that they are made up stories. Okay. Made up stories. And I don't want to give you that. I'm really into giving like true things. And this is not to say that the supernatural is not real because I've seen things, but a lot of the stories that's out here, it's not. It's more like they're mysteries. Now, I will tell you one that I looked into a couple of years ago. What was it? The Sharon Tate, the lady that got killed, the Sharon Tate, was at Charles Manson, I believe. I did look into that after those people got killed. That house is very supernatural. It's not there anymore, right? And they changed the address, but that location is a very supernatural location, and their killings were very ritualistic. That is one. That is one that when I went, I actually pulled one of the entities back with me because I seen the proof on my car, right? But I got rid of it. But that is one that is very strong and very like energy draining. That was one killing that was very ritualistic. And they're actually still there. They're actually still there. The boy that was killed, Sharon Tate, they look out the window. So it's like a phantom house now, right? Because I think they've torn it down. So that was one that was actual factual when they talked about, like when they do the movies about it and stuff like that. Nobody can live on that property. I would not dare. By me stepping on it in the Astro, I could see, and they didn't want me to be there. They didn't want. I guess they probably thought I was going to take them away, but I don't care about that. A lot. I wasn't trying to do that. I just wanted to see. So that's one. So I'm gonna go back and look in the chat. Can you look into the Atlanta child murders? Sure, I can. What about her unborn baby? I never saw the unborn baby. I just saw the victims that were still there. But that's something that I can look into specifically and ask that question. Do you go there by yourself? I go in the astral, so I'm by myself. Yes. So I would actually go to places physically too. So I do go to places physically. And Murder's Plantation, there's nothing there to be afraid of in Murder's Plantation. They do got like little spirits here and there. I went to Murder's Plantation in Louisiana. Chloe, that's not real. It's just a lot of like spirits there, especially with the first people that lived in the house. That woman, she killed her own kids except for one. But that's just a story to bring money. So I have went to places, but what I find when I go to these places, it's not worth my time giving y'all the information because it's not true. That's what I'm finding when I'm going. So I'm actually trying to go somewhere. I really want to go somewhere up north before the end of the year, but I really want to go somewhere that's really, really good. And I have not found, you know how you just want that perfect place that just calls to you. I have not found that perfect one that really feels like supernatural. Every time I do my research, I come up with like, y'all just trying to tell a story. So I would love to hear y'all's input in the comments of places that you think may be worth my time. Okay. You know, here in Tennessee, we have a place in Adams, Tennessee about Bell Witch. Okay, I didn't know that. I'm not far from Tennessee, so I'll look into that. I'm going to go back and look into it. The Atlanta child murders, definitely that. When you made the comment about the difference in the hair of past over our loved ones, I was blown away. I saw this with my mother. Yes, the hair is always different. And I think that's because it symbolizes what their crown looks like. It symbolizes what's going on with their soul. Okay, so I think that's why the hair always looks different, because the soul is in a different state. What about the Amityville or the Connecticut issue? The Amityville one, that he was not possessed. This was behind some money, his stuff going on with him and his father. I seen like, some side hustle stuff going on. And it's also been told that the house is not haunted. The people that lived after it, they retracted a lot of the stories. A lot of people have been sued through the movies and telling that story. So that's another one with the Warrens that they jumped onto. That's just really just kind of like disappointing in a way. Okay, y'all. So I got to get out of here because I do got a client. So I do plan to go live on a Sunday where we can really, really talk. And I'm trying to think of what we're going to do. It's going to be something with spooky season. So it's a lot of secrecy in Florida. Oh, honey, I already know. Every time I go to Florida, I pick up on something. Like Florida be killing me, right? Yeah, I've killed the vampire thing in New Orleans. They're there. I just thought of, what about the Cecil Hotel? What about the Cecil Hotel in California? People have been asking about that one for a minute. It just came to my mind, and I don't think of things if it don't mean nothing. I think we need to go with the Cecil Hotel. What y'all think? Let me know. I live in Illinois suburb, and I've heard that there are a lot of haunted places and streets in the state, especially Chicago. Okay. I've been feeling like I want to go to Chicago. Yes, girl. Oh, yeah. The energy in NOLA is heavy. It sure is. Yes, I'm in South Carolina. Someone says, do that. OMG, yes. Okay. I think so because I think we on one accord. I think we align, guys, because I wasn't thinking about it. The Cecil Hotel. I'm gonna start now. That's the one. I just got a cold chill when you said yes, yes, honey. There we go. There we go. That's gonna be the one. That's gonna be the one. Yes, definitely. It's time to go ahead and dive into that one. Okay. All right. So I will talk to y'all later. Thank you for coming on my live. I appreciate you guys, and we will talk again. And y'all have a great day. Talk to y'all soon.